What if I were to tell you there's a way to play a deck as a tribal style, but the creature types do not all match up? Well, today I have that deck for you with Inniaz, the Gale Force. So what kind of tribal did I have in mind? Well, this is Flyers Tribal. Almost all the cards in this deck have flying or have ways of creating flyers or ways to improve our flyers in order to leverage Inniaz's special abilities as well as just flat out attacking our opponents and beating them down before they can even do anything about it. So let's take a look at the deck. This is my Fly My PRETTIES deck. Shout out to anybody that gets the Wizard of Oz reference. And then this is led up by Inniaz the Gale Force. If you don't know what this is, and a lot of people don't, I've had a lot of play mistakes made against me with this card. Inniaz the Gale Force, 3 blue, a 4/4 Djinn that has flying. It says 2 and a hybrid blue or white. Attacking creatures with flying get +1/+1 until end of turn. So as you attack, you can pay 3, pump your stuff up because most of it's flying. But the big thing here, the thing we're trying to leverage the most, and it's the thing that will make people scoop the absolute most against you, is whenever you're 3 or more creatures you control with flying attack, each player gains control of a non-land permanent of your choice controlled by the player to their right. Well, in this case, that part doesn't matter because your opponent's always going to be on your right. So the idea here is you pick one of your puniest creatures, usually like a 1/1 token, or a mana rock, or something of that nature. You give that to them and you take their biggest threat. So, like, I don't know, you steal their copy of a Phyrexian Praetor, or you steal their big dragon or whatever, and they're left with a tapped 1/1. Because when you have to attack, so it's already tapped, you give them the 1/1 token, it'll be tapped. They can't block with it that turn, and you get to steal their thing. It's just a great card, and it's freaking hilarious when people don't realize what it's doing. Now, the rest of this here, it's all broke down how I had it set up. First column is protection, because we need to keep these creatures alive and able to swing in on them to steal their things. So we have God's Willing, Lauren's Escape, Paladin class makes their stuff cost more, but it also could be used as a way to pump our stuff later. Dive Down in order to protect on hexproof, slip out the back, phasing. Your interlude, you can just make all your stuff disappear and they'll come back at the end step. So if they try to wrath your board, you just make everything go poof and then it comes back. Teferi's Protection, if you've seen this, I've used this a lot. You phase out everything. You can't be killed. They can't hit your stuff. They can't kill your stuff. It's basically like a big fat no. Unbreakable Formation, indestructible, and if you main phase it, they get a counter and they get indestructible. So you can use this a little of 2 ways. And then Guardian of Faith, you can flash this in and phase out any number of creatures you control. So you can just phase all them out and then bring everything back in. And then there's also the benefit of just being able to protect your stuff. Like if you need to board wipe, you're just like, okay, flash this in. He's the only one left. You blow the board up and then your stuff comes back. So bear that one in mind too. And then we have, and actually this needs to go over here. Along with that. All right. Man, I just don't have all my stuff together yet. All right, here we go. So this is my mana rocks in the deck. Because a lot of our flyers and some of our bigger spells cost a lot of mana, we need to accelerate, and these aren't exactly accelerating colors. So we're going to work with that with the mana rocks. Treasure Map helps us get treasures and scry through. Heraldic Banner pumps our stuff. I would usually name white because most of our flyers are white, but once in a while you're going to need to name blue if you're mana screwed or whatever. Strixhaven Stadium. This is freaking hilarious because you have so many little 1/1 flyers that they easily get through, and you can pull a win off, and there is one in the video for today where you win with Strixhaven Stadium. And then we have Solemn Simulacrum to go fetch lands out of our deck and fix our mana. Then we have Removal. Raven Form, since we're in blue, I can use this as an exile spell to get rid of something particularly big and nasty. Day of Judgment, Settle the Wreckage. If someone overcommits, this is going to make them pay. Supreme Verdict, blow everything up and they can't stop it unless they have something to make their stuff indestructible. That's the only thing getting them out of a Supreme Verdict. And then Doomscar, just another variation on Day of Judgment. And then we have 2 columns worth of flyers here. Elite Spellbinder, Hanged Executioner. This actually gives us a use for one of these specialized cards with Lulu, which actually works with flying creatures. Redane, I often use the Valkmira shield side of this just to like slow people down and keep them from slamming me around. Brazen Bar can bounce and fly, pumps our flyers, gives our flyers word 2. This is before they had the stuff, but it just says creatures with flying have ward 2 essentially. Linvala shuts off activated abilities of your opponents. This comes in handy, especially if they're using a bunch of activated stuff where they're like, pull counters off of something to do this or tap this to do this. They can't do it because Linvala shuts it off. Steel Plume Marshal, when it attacks, other creatures you control get +2/+2, so you get a double Anthem by attacking with this guy, and all your other stuff just gets bigger and slams in. Windstorm Drake, it's another flyer that gives all of our creatures with flying +1/+0. Steel Seraph, I love this freaking card. If I'm in white, I'm almost always playing it because it just gives you some good leverage to be like, oh, I'm going to give that thing lifelink and gain all my life back I've been losing, or I'll give it flying so I can get it up and over and hit in. There's just a lot of options. We have Dream Trawler, one of the best flyers ever printed. Whenever you draw a card, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And when it attacks, you draw a card. And when you discard a card, it gains hexproof. So it has a built-in contingency to protect itself, as well as being able to help you draw cards and get bigger and hit and give you life. Ancient Gold Dragon. It's a flyer that makes flyers. You connect with this and you get a decent enough roll, you're going to have a ton of little fairy dragons running around that you can use to either kill them with or just, start swapping their stuff out with Inniaz. We have Sephara Sky's Blade. You can pay a white and tap 4 untapped creatures with flying rather than pay the cost, or it costs 7 for a 7/7 flying lifelink. All your other flyers will have indestructible. It is just really good. And then we have Windreader Sphinx. It's a 3/7 that says whenever a flyer attacks, draw a card, which this synergizes with some of our card draw triggering guys and just kind of helps refill your hand if you're running low. And then we have Battlefield Raptor on the low side here for the next column, just a 1/2 for one flying for a strike. Fairy Guide Mother, you can use this to pump something with +2/+1, and it has flying on its own. Healer's Hawk, flying, Vigilance flying, Segovian Angel, flying. I mean, you get it. These things are all flyers that have various little things going on them. Ledger Shredder, one of the best flyers ever printed. Cat Sovereign, for every flyer you have, it gets bigger and it creates flying tokens for us. Cheapens our flying creature spells, and whenever another creature with flying enters the battlefield, this thing gets a little bit bigger to attack with. Archon has protection from white flying, and it taxes your opponent from attacking you. So if they want to attack you, they may not be able to afford to cast their spells, and if they cast their spells, they might not be able to attack you. It's just a good thing to have, and it's just a nice little flyer. Onerophage, for 3 and a blue, you get a 1/2 flyer, and every time you draw a card, you put a counter on it. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And if they don't deal with it, it's going to run them over eventually. Elite Guard Mage, 2/3 flyer. When it enters, draw a card and gain 3 life. It's simple, it's elegant, but it does some work for us. And then Baneslayer Angel, for 3 white, you get a 5/5 flying first strike, lifelink, protection from demon, protection from dragons. Not as relevant as what it was back in the day when it was like the most amazing finisher in a deck, but it's here, it's a flyer, and it's just a lot of fun. And then we have the column that creates flyers for us. We have Clarion Spirit, which I accidentally had in that column earlier. Second spell each turn, you get a 1/1 Spirit. So you're like, okay, I'm going to cast a couple little doinks. Hey, I get another little doink to go with it. And you just sit there and attack with them. Battle Screech creates 2 flying birds, and you can flash it back by tapping 3 white creatures, so you can get 4 birds out of this for the cost of 4 mana and tapping 3 creatures. It's just really good. Sarah the Benevolent. She can make a flying angel for us with a -3, or she can pump all of our stuff, giving it +1/+1 across the board. So she fits a few different categories. And then there's a -6 to get an emblem. There's a game, I don't know if I'm going to put it in the footage or not, where I survived long enough to, just huge creatures beating down on me, and my opponent was playing Elish Norn as their commander. But I lived for this turn after turn after turn, and they finally got me because they got a Throne of the God Pharaoh, and the life loss killed me. And then we have Suntail Squadron. You conjure a card named Suntail Hawk, the 1/1 on the right there, into your hand. If you have fewer than 7 cards, you can do that. I've had this thing put 6 or 7 Suntail Hawks into my hand before. It's just dumb. And then you just sit there and spam the board with Suntail Hawks, giving you little flyers that you can trade off with Inniaz with their big stuff. And then this is kind of like the best of the rest. We have Luminarch Aspirant, puts counters on our stuff, makes them better. Rallied Wings untaps all my stuff, and then the flyers get +2/+2 until end of turn. Creatures flying get +1/+1. Tokai's Welcome helps us draw cards, so we, whenever we're casting all this little dinky stuff, we're gonna get a card off of it. Winged Words, all the stuff has flying, so this is gonna cost you 2 mana for 2 cards. That's really good. Clever Impersonator allows us to copy anything on the battlefield that's a non-land. So if your opponent has some really good thing you need, make a copy of it. Or maybe you want to make a copy of the next card that's in here, the Cathar's Crusade. 3 white, whenever a creature enters the battlefield, put a counter on each creature you control. This is your white Overrun, your white Craterhoof card, whatever you want to call it. This is a card that if your opponent lets it sit there long enough, your stuff's going to get so big and out of control that they're going to get run over really quick. And then we also have, speaking of Elesh Norn earlier, our own copy of Elesh Norn Grand Cenobite. +2/+2 to all your little flyers, -2/-2. So you're going to smash their stuff out of the way, and your little 1/1s are going to be 3/3s by default with just her on the board, making them a lot worse for them to deal with. So it's just a great pump spell all around. And then sliding everything over is our mana base. Basic blue-white mana base, Plains, Islands. We have Castle Ardenvale here to make little tokens that we can use for trades later. Ganjo, you can play this as a land, or you can use it to kill stuff. Jhoira, bounce stuff or play it as a land. All the blue-white lands you can find, basically, that are good. Command Tower, Fabled Passage to go fetch some of those basics out. Hall of Oracles. This one's interesting because we have quite a few sorceries for like protection and removal and stuff. You can cast that, and then you can activate it on your turn only, unfortunately. And it's sorcery speed. But then you can put a counter on a creature. So like you're just playing something. So say you play Battle Screech, you can actually put a counter on one of the Battle Screech tokens because they're being created by a sorcery. So, and then Plaza of Heroes just as an additional way to protect Inniaz and keep it alive. So that's the deck. I hope you enjoy it. I had a lot of fun with it. It's not the winningest deck ever, but you know what? I can have fun playing Magic the Gathering regardless if I'm winning, and it's just a lot of fun having people be surprised by how good Inniaz really is. Jhoira Ageless Innovator. All right, let's see how this one goes. I've yet to see this version of Jhoira actually do anything, so. And I also have a point of contention. I've noticed it with 2 different decks now that if I keep an opening hand with 1 land or 2 lands in it, like a mana rock, I will never draw that 3rd land until like turn like 3 or 4. Whereas like if I keep a 3-lander, I'm almost always getting enough mana to keep things rolling along. Does anybody else experience this problem? Because it's really weird with the way that the shuffling algorithms work. And it also drives me absolutely batshit crazy. So, let's do... Hang on. Let's go with Hand Executioner and Hawk, now that I think about it. I don't want them burning out the Skycat Sovereign. And we'll go ahead and drop the Hawk. So it gives us 3 flyers to work with. Inniaz might be coming online here soon. Let's go ahead and attack. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this. Let's see if we got a counterspell check going on up here. No, just that. All right. Skycat Sovereign. Let's see. No counterspell. Okay. And we have God's Willing still available to protect something. Ooh. Well, that'll be fun to steal. They may not know what Inniaz does. Still don't have anything, though. Okay, well, I might just smack Teferi in the teeth, because they're going to have plenty of other big things to try to hit us with. So, next combat, we're going to send that there and everybody else to face. All right, and let's go ahead and put this into Foretell and put Segovian Angel down. It's whatever. All right. A board wipe now would really suck. So I'm not sure what's going on. All right, there's Relic. These little bits of life isn't doing much for them. Come on, Inniaz. Just give me a land. All right, thank you. Jeez. All right, they probably have a counterspell for this. Because if they don't, I'm taking their Temporal Anchor. They can have my Spirit Token. Everybody, to the face. You? For that. Thanks. I love Inniaz. It's so funny. It's like, I'll take your most expensive pretty thing and I will just, give you my little dippy token. No big deal. I don't even know what this really does. I've never paid attention to it. Scry 2 whenever you choose. You play the exiled cards. Okay. That's a thing. I mean, they don't board wipe, they're dead, so. And killing Inniaz now doesn't get them their thing back either. Okay. Jingataxis, gotcha. Yeah. Again, that doesn't get you your thing back. It's a permanent thing. Good game. Yeah, I love stealing things with this card. Adeline, Resplendent, Cathar. Well, we'll see if we'll live long enough to steal anything, because usually mono white means you're just going to get run over. I am not keeping that. Hell no. Alright, that's better. Yeah, that's just asking to get your ass kicked. I've gotten screwed keeping 2-land hands way too often, thinking, oh, I have mana rocks, I'll be okay. Yeah, right. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and play Otawara. I'm gonna play the Heart. And we'll set it to blue, so we have double blue available. And we'll swing. Not too worried about Hazda Marshall just yet. It's not it doesn't have the 3 creature requisite to get any extra tokens out of just yet. Now that's messed up with Adeline. Alright, we got this. We're going to do Strixhaven Stadium because I want to get this all up, all going as quickly as possible. And then we'll go Healer's Hawk. Because our best way of winning against this is to get Inniaz online and switch Adeline or one of their bigger hitters with one of our small little dips. We actually just got to see Inniaz do something the last game where I stole a Temporal Anchor and gave them a Spirit Token. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of what it does. I'm not doing that, no. And the nice part about Strixhaven Stadium is I have so many little dinks in the deck that eventually they're going to get screwed. So, and they may actually end up losing because of it. All right. More little things to swing and trade with. And like I said, eventually you get a critical mass of these little guys going on. You can actually just kill them with Strixhaven Stadium. And the nice part is right now is I do have Clarion Spirit, which can block and kill things. So we're going to block the Hazda Marshal. And I think that's it for right now, because I want to be able to keep... I don't want this stuff dying, and I don't want to waste a Lauren's Escape trying to keep it alive. Okay, it's a Charmed Stray. I was thinking they might have some kind of pump spell or something, and that's kind of goofy. Still no land. Alright, we're going to play Redain on the Valkmira side, which prevents all the damage coming in from their little guys, basically, or at least cuts down on some of that crap. So that gives us 4 more counters on Strixhaven. We're going to end the turn. We still got blockers available, plus Lauren's Escape. I want to be able to steal their Adeline, but... or some other big, beefy thing they might have in there that gives them options. Oh, crap on a cracker. That is a problem. That's a huge problem. Because now they're gaining life. I may have to depend on Strixhaven Stadium to win this. Oh, what are you going to target? I got friends for that. Oh, it protects artifacts. I'm so sorry for you. Hey, it's a land. I'll keep that. Nope. Mine. Alright. Block the token. I'll take the 8. Like, whatever. Alright, we can do... if I swing out, can I kill them with Strixhaven Stadium? Because they block the 2/2. And then... or no. Actually, do this. I'm stupid. So watch this. Swing. You can have this. I'm taking your Adeline. Come on. Oh, the attack trigger already happened, though. That was my mistake. The attack trigger already happened. I thought we were going to hit 10 counters on Strixhaven and win on the spot, but we couldn't. But that's okay. I have their Adeline, so... they have to win now, or Strixhaven Stadium will win the game next turn. I don't care what they hit me with. I mean, I can block everything else. I'm not blocking nothing. Yeah, this is me doing the all-attack game. And you can have this guy. I'll steal your... I'll take your Unruly Mob. Why not? Next. Probably could have took a flying blocker out of the equation and still got a more through, but... I think I'm going to put God's Willing on Adeline just to kill their stuff, because it's more funny. Pro White. I'm okay now. Don't need that now. This should win, so... only 2 things have to hit. Strixhaven win? Resolve everything? Come on. If that's the first time I've ever killed anybody with Strixhaven Stadium. That's funny. Yes, I had fun. That was great. Balmor Battlemage Captain. So, if you saw my video the other day, you know that this deck is all about just spell spam. That's what they're going to do. They're going to spell spam the crap out of us. I'm going to keep this because I have 2 board wipes, which keeps that type of thing in check. There's no... I'm going to play the white just so I don't have to deal with the dive down asking me to pass phases and stuff. We just have to live long enough to get to the Day of Judgment and the Settle the Wreckage and all that good crap. Better. Easier said than done. We might be screwed before we ever get there. Now, if they tap out here, which they did, I'm just gonna drop the day. I'm not gonna screw around because they might have. Yeah, there's the counterspell. Thanks for telegraphing. No. So now they got to spend a turn getting Balmor and everything else back online rather than trying to just want my face and have a counterspell and backup. I may cast Inniaz. Take action. Whatever. Alright, Hall of Oracles. They have Wash Away, which they can counter Inniaz with. I think I actually want to do Battle Screech so that next turn I can flash it back. No blocks. I'm not that concerned. Alright. So, this becomes the magical question. Do I play a spell to flash back Battle Screech? Or do I... No, because they have the counterspell in hand. They're not likely to cast it without anything in the backup position. So let's go ahead and do Archon of Absolution. I'm going to flashback Battle Screech, tapping the 3. And then I missed this last turn because I'm a ding-dong. I have not played with this. I missed putting a counter on one of the other birds. So now I have 2 birds able to block the Umara Mystic and kill it. As long as they don't have a first strike instant speed spell. That's fine. I will be blocking because I don't know if they have any kind of instant in their hand, because 1 instant and I die. So there's no getting around that. All right. So they still got 1 mana open. So I cannot cast Inniaz yet. If I do this first, that's 4 mana. Let's go ahead and play the Steel Plume Marshal. Archon of Absolution can get in there for 3. We'll keep the other 2 back as blockers. For the time being, anyways. I'm sure that a risk factor is coming into play here very, very soon. Now, if they decide to risk factor, I might just steal that Umara Mystic. Or I could steal the Smoldering Egg. I have options. But they did not tap out. That's a problem. Alright, so Strixhaven Stadium. Crap. It'll conjure the Hawks, but then I don't get anything out of it. Crap, and more crap. Alright. Let's just go ahead and attack with these two. And I'm going to... Oh, God. Does this... I'm gonna end the turn. I'm afraid of something, and I don't know what. Because I can't afford to take the damage off of a risk factor. That's for freaking sure. The hell does that do? Resolve. Exile the top 3 cards of target opponent's library. Okay, that's fine. An Adequar Waste, an Eerie Interlude, and a Solemn Simulacrum. Okay, well, none of that really hurts me. And you don't want to flicker your Smoldering Egg with the Eerie Interlude, so... Not exactly the best things in the world you could have got. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do the Suntail Squadron now. Okay. It's so nice to have a bunch of Suntail Hawks. Let's do... colorless, blue, and colorless here for Windstorm Drake. Come on, use your wash away. Oh, no, an Archmage's Charm. Okay. I respect that. That's fine. All right. Well, at this point, we're just going to cast 3 Suntail Hawks. And that thing's got 3 power. Did it... Oh, they must have perpetually hit it with something, right? No. Oh, no, because they cast the Archmage's Charm. No attacks. We're not chancing these things. Unfortunately, 2... Yeah, now we're in deep doggy doo-doo. Because now they can start blasting away at our life total. Or my bigger stuff. You know, whatever. Ouch. Well, I can't do it. Show me your 1 CMC spell. Yeah. Like, what am I supposed to do? You know? I couldn't get Inniaz out. I should have just made them use the wash away, but whatever. Zerzoth. Alright, I have yet to see anybody play this as a commander. There's actually not a ton of devils in the game. Yeah. I mean, I'll gladly kill a bunch of devils with Elesh Norn. Sure. Yeah, I'll go ahead and play the flying side. That's what she's really here for. Play that, and I have a slip out the back. Okay, it's a cycling card. I was like, do they have burn spell? I mean, this is mono red we're talking about. Oh, what? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and phase out my Fairy Guide Mother with that mana then. You meanie. I mean, land destruction's one thing, but to like mana deny somebody with a single mana spell, that's rough. Whenever opponent draws the first card each turn, if it's not their turn, create a 1/1 devil. Whenever devil attacks, each player draws a card, then discards at random. Well, that's a kick. I mean, I could blow the board up here, but I mean, there's no green reason to do so. Not just for a Zerzoff, anyways. They started playing things like they had the Eternal and things like that. And then there's some justification for destroying things. Naming devils. That'll give him a devil. Okay. I guess I'm forgetting about like the changelings and that kind of stuff. Well, there went Elish Norn. That's annoying. All right. Now I'm questioning. I think I'm just gonna hit him and blow the board up because I'm mana screwed now because they blew up that thing. So clean the board up. Let's see what happens. I'd rather not lose my stuff to another, devil swing. All right, there's Delish Valet. Hey, there's some blue mana. That actually does some good stuff for us. Let's go ahead and play this and draw a card. Cathar's Crusade. I'd like the 5th land so I can play that. All right. All right, I got another thing. Now, to be able to play this and play that, it's not a very good card, truth be told. But one thing that red can't do very well with is its enchantments. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep pressuring life total for right now. Next turn, I'm probably going to drop both the Sovereign and the Guardian. Well, I'll probably have the Guardian up, block, and then phase my stuff out. Oh, how rude. All right. Oh, good. I even have mana available to protect things. Let's do... Do I do Inniaz? I think I do the Skycat Sovereign. I'll keep the Guardian of Faith up. Because I can do the whole block and phase out thing. I can do... There's a lot of things I can do. And I'll also just do a God's Willing setup. Because this is a any number thing. Alright, we're going to flash this in. Oh, the auto tapper just got me. Alright, we're going to submit 0. I'm not phasing anything right now. I want the counters. We're going to chew on those two. Now, I might get blown out of the water with a lightning bolt or something, or a pump spell. They have 3 mana available, and they have something because the priority's hanging up. Cathar's Crusade is no guarantee. Alright, they have a Fiery Temper in hand. That's fine. Does not prevent the block. Alright, let's do Inniaz and Segovian Angel. I want big, bulky blocks. This little... Ooh. Oh, God, that's gonna suck. Alright. Oh, there goes Segovian Angel, I think. Or no, all... Oh no, they're going for face. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's a problem. Because now it doesn't matter. Took too much damage. Damn it! Getting mana screwed for so long, I couldn't get ahead. Vorinclex. Ew. This could be ugly. Alright, we'll give this a try. Okay, Supreme Verdict does help. But let's go ahead and play the Ledger Shredder. We'll swing for 1. Vorinclex is one of those commanders that is just flat scary. Let's go ahead and do Hall of Oracles. And we'll do Strixhaven Stadium. Because it could come down to just getting a bunch of counters on Strixhaven Stadium and winning. And now that I think about Strixhaven Stadium, that actually might be good with all the proliferate that's coming in. Because if you get, like, 2 or 3 counters on it, you start proliferating, your opponents are going to have to either hit you a lot or blow it up to stop it, so... They didn't like my fun, damn it. Alright, well, we're doing good on land right now. Let's do Oniraphage. And we'll go ahead and hit him. But yeah, I was just thinking, with the counter aspect on Strixhaven, that actually would be pretty good. I have to try it. And I do have a shell for a Cathar proliferate deck already built. I just have to get the cards when they come out. Not blocking. Alright, there's the second white mana I needed for that Supreme Verdict if I'm going to do it. Or I could just steal their Scoot Swarm. Give them the Battlefield Raptor. That could be funny. I think I like that idea. Because it's the one thing I have that doesn't grow. And it also, the Hydra growth, even though they control the Hydra growth, it's on the creature that I now control, so it's still going to make it grow. It just does it on their turn instead of mine. Oh, that's too funny. Well, hi there, Vorinclex. So nice to see you. It'll be so nice to steal you, too. It's like, do I give them... That's funny. It's like, do I give them a Scoot Swarm? Give them a Scoot Swarm token for their Vorinclex? Oh, God. Inniaz is so dumb when it goes off. Ratadrabik of Urborg. Alright, let's see what this does. That is a fun commander. Sure, we'll try this. It's Black-White Legends. And they will be coming back, unless we have an exile spell. Let's do Skycat Sovereign to start off with. Just with the idea that if we drop the favorable winds, then we can attack for 2 this turn versus 1. I should have done the Glacial Fortress. That was a mistake. That's okay. I realize this as I'm doing this because I could have got an extra point of damage there and had an additional flyer. Of course, I also have to be careful because they could be running, what is it, Path of Peril. All right, there's Aran Benelia's Ruin. Oh, hello, speaking of exile. All right, there's a Glacial Fortress. Let's go ahead and drop Spectral Sailor, and I'll go ahead and put this into Foretell. And we'll attack for 3 in the air. I'm not scared of Aran by itself because you have to have at least 2 other creatures for him to actually do anything good. Because you don't really care about the counters going on him so much as you care about them going on your other creatures, and you need something to sacrifice. So, all right, we got mana for days. Let's go white. And a Lumeric Aspirant because... And put it here. We'll diversify the damage because the Skycat Sovereign is actually the thing they probably want to kill more than a Spectral Sailor. So...
I hope you're ready to lose.
Alright, we'll sit on that Doomscar. That's fine. That's why you don't just stack your counters up on whatever your strongest creature is, because that's a good way to just get screwed. Alright. Let's play Battle Screech. And let's flashback Battle Screech. Because why not? And the counter can go on, one of the birds. No attacks. We're probably gonna take a hit to the face, but Settle the Wreckage makes it so Ratadrabik means jack and squat, unless they're gonna use it to sacrifice something to Aran. And that's fine. She served her purpose. She spread a couple counters around. The flyers are the bigger, better deal here. Okay, they tapped that. Very good. All right. So... Oh my god, that's so stupid. All right. So we're going to play Inniaz. And I'm going to swing with my Air Force here. They're going to get, because the trigger's on the stack no matter what, they're going to get this. I'm stealing their AO for my own purposes. They probably didn't realize what Inniaz does, to be honest. They probably have a removal spell, and they probably should have killed it, but that's neither here nor there. I'm sacrificing damage for long-term gain at this point. And that's something to bear in mind. You're swinging for damage and you're attacking them, but you're taking something much bigger and much better 9 times out of 10, such as AO Vedonsky. And to that, they scooped, which is usually the problem with this deck, is once you start stealing their stuff, they're going to take off. Welcome back for the quick recap. What did you guys think? I had a ton of fun with this deck. I thought it was really good. It doesn't win all the time, but it doesn't matter anyways, because if you can sneak in Inniaz and they don't pay attention to what's going on, they can lose their best threat, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, what do I do? And more oftentimes than not, you're just going to get a conceit out of them because they didn't realize what was going on until it was too late. And anything else that they decide to play, you're just like, okay, I'll swing again and steal that too. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed the deck. I don't know what I would do with this. I think it needs a little more card draw in there, probably a little less protection, a little more card draw just to kind of smooth things out, because sometimes you're just digging and digging and digging and you're not finding answers. And there's not quite enough draw in here. I think there's going to be some improvements coming here with the new set that's coming in. And, I love the deck. I've had this one for a while. I updated it recently, and I just it's kind of a chill deck for me to mess around with. So with that said, I hope you have a great day, and if you haven't caught it, check out this video over here, which has my pack opening for Phyrexia All Will Be One.